What's up, everyone? I need to tell you about something that happened to me 3 weeks ago that completely changed my perspective on life. And honestly, I'm still kind of emotional about it. This story is going to take a few minutes to tell properly, but I promise the ending will make it all worth it. So I live in this apartment complex where package delivery is basically chaos. The drivers just dump everything in the lobby and hope for the best. Wrong packages end up at wrong doors constantly. Usually it's just annoying stuff like someone else's shampoo or whatever. But 3 weeks ago, I got home from work and there was this package outside my door that was definitely not mine. It was addressed to Maria Santos in apartment 4B. I live in 6A. The package was small, but surprisingly heavy, and it had "fragile handle with care" stickers all over it. Now normally I would just leave it outside 4B or drop it off with the landlord. But I was curious about who this Maria Santos was, because I'd been living here for 2 years and had never seen anyone going in or out of 4B. I actually thought that apartment was empty. So I decided to knock on her door to give her the package personally. When she answered, I was not expecting what I saw. This woman looked like she was in her 70s, super frail, and she had oxygen tubes in her nose connected to this portable tank. She looked exhausted, but when she saw the package, her face just lit up completely. She starts crying immediately and goes, "Oh, thank God. I was so worried this wouldn't make it in time." She's holding this package like it's the most precious thing in the world. I'm like, no problem, packages get mixed up here all the time. But she insists I come inside for a minute because she wants to thank me properly. Her apartment was basically a shrine. Every surface was covered with photographs, but they weren't family photos like you'd expect. They were all pictures of the same little girl at different ages. Playing in parks, blowing out birthday candles, opening Christmas presents, first day of school pictures, the whole thing. Maria notices me looking at the photos and goes, "That's my granddaughter Sophia. She lives in Colombia with her mother. I haven't seen her in person for 6 years." She tells me that she moved to the United States for work decades ago, sent money back home to support her family, but could never afford to visit. Then she got sick with emphysema from working in a factory for 30 years. And now she's on disability and definitely can't afford international travel. But here's where it gets emotional. She opens the package I brought her, and inside is this little snow globe with the Statue of Liberty inside. Nothing fancy, probably cost like $15. But she's holding it like it's made of pure gold. She explains that Sophia is 10 years old now and obsessed with America because of all the stories Maria has told her about living here. For Sophia's birthday, she wanted to send her something that represented America, something that would make her feel connected to her grandmother's life here. Maria had been saving up for months to buy this snow globe and ship it to Colombia. She ordered it online because she can't really leave her apartment much anymore. With her oxygen tank and everything, she was panicking because Sophia's birthday was tomorrow and she thought the package was lost. At this point, I'm trying not to cry because this woman spent probably her last $50 on this simple gift for a granddaughter she hasn't hugged in 6 years. But then she tells me something that completely breaks my heart. She goes, I was actually thinking about giving up. The doctor said my condition is getting worse, and I've been so lonely here. I was starting to think maybe Sophia would be better off just forgetting about me, so it wouldn't hurt when I'm gone." She said that me bringing her this package felt like a sign that she shouldn't give up, that someone up there still wanted her to be connected to her granddaughter. I left her apartment that day feeling completely different about everything. Here I was, complaining about my job and my student loans and my dating life. Meanwhile, this woman was fighting to stay alive just to maintain a connection with a little girl halfway around the world. But the story doesn't end there, and this is where it gets really good. I couldn't stop thinking about Maria over the next few days. I kept imagining her sitting alone in that apartment, looking at photos of a granddaughter she might never see again. So I decided to do something about it. I started a GoFundMe campaign. I called it Help Maria See Sophia, and I told her whole story. I posted it on my social media, shared it in local community groups, sent it to everyone I knew. I was hoping to maybe raise a few $100s, enough to help with her medical bills or something. But what happened next was absolutely incredible. The campaign went viral, not like internet famous viral, but within our city it really took off. Local news picked it up. People started sharing it everywhere. The money started pouring in way faster than I expected. But even better than the money were the stories people started sharing in the comments. Turns out there were so many people in similar situations. Grandparents separated from grandchildren, families split apart by immigration, elderly people feeling forgotten and alone. This whole community formed around Maria's story. People started visiting her. Someone set up grocery deliveries. A local tech guy helped her learn how to video call Sophia on a tablet people donated. Within 2 weeks, we had raised enough money for Maria to fly to Colombia, and for Sophia and her mom to come visit Maria in the United States. But here's the part that made me lose it completely. When I went to tell Maria that we had enough money for the trip, she was already packing a suitcase. Apparently, Sophia's mom had called her that morning with news that changed everything. Sophia had been accepted into this amazing exchange program that would let her spend a semester studying in the United States. She was going to be placed with a host family just 2 hours away from our city. Maria looked at me and goes, "It's like the universe was just waiting for me to believe that good things could still happen." The GoFundMe money ended up covering all of Sophia's program expenses, plus enough left over to set up a college fund for her future. 3 weeks later, I got to be there when Maria saw Sophia for the first time in 6 years. I'm not even going to try to describe that moment because I'll start crying again. But it was the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed. Sophia is staying with her host family during the week for school, but she spends every weekend with Maria. Their apartment is completely different now. Instead of just old photos, there are new pictures everywhere of them baking together, watching movies, Sophia teaching Maria how to use TikTok. The crazy part is that this all started because a package got delivered to the wrong door. If I had just left it outside 4B like usual, none of this would have happened. Maria tells everyone that I'm her guardian angel, but honestly, she's the one who taught me something important. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness, something as simple as walking up one flight of stairs to deliver a package to the right person, can completely change someone's life. And sometimes it changes your life too. I still see Maria and Sophia every weekend. Sophia calls me her American uncle, which makes me emotional every single time. Maria's health is still not great, but having Sophia here has given her this energy and purpose that's incredible to see. The whole experience made me realize how disconnected we all are from each other, especially in apartment buildings and cities where you can live next to someone for years and never know their story. Since then, I've made an effort to actually get to know my neighbors. Turns out the guy in 3C is a veteran who could use help with grocery shopping. The woman in 5A is a single mom who could use babysitting help occasionally. The elderly couple in 2B have the most amazing stories about their 50-year marriage. We started a little community group in our building. Nothing fancy, just a group chat where people can ask for help, or share good news, or plan little social gatherings. All because of a package that went to the wrong door. I guess the moral of the story is that we're all just one small act of kindness, away from changing someone's life completely. And sometimes, when you change someone else's life, you end up changing your own too. Maria always says that Sophia was her miracle, but I think Maria was the miracle for all of us. She reminded an entire community what it means to care about each other. Anyway, that's my story. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had a small moment that ended up changing everything. And maybe next time you get someone else's package, take the extra 30 seconds to deliver it to the right person. You never know what kind of magic might happen. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.